Hi guys, you're interested in getting a free back cover with your next bat purchase? Stay tuned. Hi guys, it's Clinton here from Bat and Ball Cricket. Welcome back for episode number 13 of the 2018-19 Australian summer. Today we're looking at my new batting pads for the 2018-19 Australian summer. Alright guys, so we're looking at the B3 three-stripe batting pads. So guys, if you haven't already checked out my bat review video, give it a bit of an explanation about B3. They're a relatively new company onto the market. When I say relatively new, about 7 or 8 years they've been going now, from strength to strength. So guys, we're looking at the three-stripe batting pads. Now the guys at B3 basically have one set of batting pads that they replicate for juniors and then for seniors. And that's because of their colour scheme. They have about 15 or 16 different types of colour stickers. So you can select the colour sticker that you want for your bats. And what they do is they have their pads nice and neutral in their colouring, so it means that they match everything. So guys, let's get into the actual pad review. So these are obviously a men's version and are the three-stripe batting pads. So we'll come a bit closer and just give a bit of an extra look on the pad there. They are your more traditional style pad. And what I mean by that is your actual peak cane design on the actual main facing of the pad and on this top hat section, and then with these three kind of pinned horizontal boosters protecting the knee. So guys, into the actual detail, let's look at the pad from front to back. So what we've got, as I mentioned here, were the peak cane as being the main protection on the outside. That's been the kind of stable, I think, in cricket pads for as long as I can remember. And I've been playing men's cricket now for coming on 20 years. So very good, so good protection in that peak cane. In behind that there is a stuffing in behind that peak cane, and now in behind the pads here we actually see some high density foam boosted in there. Then there's actually two or three pieces of actual fibre sheeting in behind the soft padding. So there's the soft padding within a mesh or kind of a woven type mesh, which is cotton and very nice and soft. It's actually quite good. So here in Australia, training in summer, I do wear these batting pads while I'm wearing shorts to train in, and so that actual cotton is very nice and comfortable to wear. Front to back on the knee roll, three horizontal boosters there, and the stuffed cotton in behind there. What they have is a Velcro section on the back of the knee roll there, and that allows you to position that contoured knee very well. So we have a nice hard patella cut, and then the soft padding and this contoured knee roll. So you actually have a section here that's sort of semi cut out for where your knee can sit, and then again that good strong padding either side. Coming up to the top hat, as I mentioned, peaked cane at the top. Bit of stuffing in behind that, and then this high density foam in behind there with it's a covered PU, I think, on the top there, with a very nice embossed or stitched in B3 logo. Coming around to the bottom of the pad, guys, on the instep is a suede, which I'm actually quite a big fan of. These are the first set of batting pads that I've had that have had that suede on the inside. My last set of batting pads had leather, and that did squeak quite a lot in rubbing against my batting shoes. Having said that, these guys still squeak a little bit as well, because there is it's the PU lining or cording around the edge of the pad. That does squeak a little bit as well, but the suede is nice and hard wearing and looks like it's going to take the test of time. Well, these particular pads do adhere to the ICC regulations for logoing. I think that applies to first class cricket as well, but I'm happy to be corrected on that. And so a single logo from the guys at B3 just down here on the sort of top part of the foot protection section there. I do think that companies in the past have gone a bit overboard with multiple logos on their batting pads. So I like that B3 have even for their to the public sales, they're just going with a single logo. I think that's quite nice. was properly coming around onto the inside and looking at the straps. These are a padded strap, so they're a mesh on the inside, and then just that normal woven kind of belting that you see on batting pads, and then good Velcro to stick that down. B3 logo on the back. 2-inch or 50 millimeter straps on the calf and around the ankle, and then down to the 25 mil or 1-inch strap around the knee, which is pretty much the standard on pretty much everything except for junior batting pads. Guys, one thing that I have made a slight change to these batting pads are in regards to the quick release tabs. If you've watched my channel for a number of years, I really dislike quick release tabs, but they're on pretty much every set of batting pads now, so it's very much a personal preference on me. I just don't like those quick release tabs, as I find it a little bit more difficult to get the pads off. It's no criticism to B3 for that whatsoever, it's just a personal preference for me. And they do come with the padded buckles as well, so that's quite a standard thing generally on your high class batting pads now as well, is that you do get the padding around the buckle. Alright guys, one of the features that I do really like about these batting pads is actually this side, the actual side wing. It's actually a very wide side wing in comparison to what most pads are. So you do get very good wraparound protection, and that's one other point to actually make with these is I've only used these in a handful of net sessions and a couple of games, to which my first couple of innings weren't particularly long. And the pads have already wrapped around quite nicely. I know some of the criticisms of batting pads, the second they come out of the bag, is they don't wrap particularly well. Alright guys, rating out of 10 times. So the things that I look at are the design and functionality as the first thing, build and material quality as number 2, and any customizations that I feel the product needs to do or to make to be fit for purpose. So in design and functionality, guys, nothing particularly revolutionary with these batting pads, but absolutely ticking all those boxes from the nice stable platform that you'd expect from a batting pad. You see a number of the pads on the amateur market that have gel zones, they have lycra for comfort, etc. I really don't think those things add a significant amount of value to your batting pads. As amateur cricketers, we need a good base level of protection, and I think that those things only add that extra element if you are playing at a pretty high level. So these batting pads are used by all of the pros that are sponsored by B3, and they have a number playing first class cricket, and they do actually sponsor a Pakistan player, Shah Masood, who has actually played international or has played test match cricket in these pads. So don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with the protection of these batting pads whatsoever. So I think this is absolutely an exceptional value for money pad in its design and its functionality. The build quality and material quality, again, test match quality batting pads, nothing to fault on the batting pad whatsoever. Guys, in regards to customization, I'm not going to mark the pad down for the quick release tabs, as that's an individual personal preference, and it's something that if I was a more modern cricketer, if I'd grown up when quick release tabs were standard on batting pads, I would have accepted them and that wouldn't be an issue. But I'm from that generation prior to quick release tabs, and so as a result, I removed them. So guys, for me, it's really, really difficult not to give the B3 3-stripe batting pads a rating 10 out of 10. They tick all the boxes for me. Good solid padding, good wraparound protection, the padded straps, the padded buckles. They think about things like a suede instep, which gives the pad that durability and comfort, and isn't going to annoy you while you're batting. So guys, for me, it's a 10 out of 10 for these guys. I can't find a fault. Guys, in regards to the pricing component, the Australian website for B3 sell these guys at $130, but then obviously if you are getting them to Australia, you do need to add on shipping. And here in Australia, we do actually have a distributor that is selling B3 guys stuff out of South Australia, so you can see what stock he has to get them as well. So really, really good quality product at a really, really good quality price. Guys, as I've been organising my most recent purchase, the guys at B3 have been kind enough to provide bat and ball cricket viewers with an incentive on your next bat purchase. So if you're looking for a good quality stick, look up the guys at B3 Cricket. And for any of the viewers of Bat and Ball Cricket, get down into the description section and pick up the details of how you can get yourself a free, high quality padded bat cover from the guys at B3 when you make your next bat purchase with them. I've got a couple, so you can see I've got this one numbered up. So very, very good quality bat covers, guys. Right guys, so this concludes this review video of my B3 3-stripe batting pads. Guys, still a handful of videos to come in this series to close out the 2018-19 series. As always, if there are any questions or any comments with any of my videos, please don't hesitate in dropping those down into the comments section. Right guys, this is Clinton from Bat and Ball Cricket. I'll catch you again really soon. Bye for now.